Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from TILTHoldings, and let me tell you, after reading it, my head is tilted. Get it, tilt? We will discover why this pot stock had such a bad meeting. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below if you want to chat about more reports. Here's the hook. TILTHoldings, a company in the cannabis business, just had their annual meeting. Turns out it wasn't all smooth sailing. A large amount of votes went against some of the resolutions, showing that many investors disagree with company direction. We will look at the key votes, what they mean for the company. Was this because the investors wanted to smoke what they're selling instead of investing? Let's find out. First off, this is an 8K filing, which companies use to report major events to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. Think of it as an oh, something happened report. This one is specifically about the results of their annual meeting held in June. The annual meeting happened on June 17th. At this meeting, the stockholders, or the people who own shares in the company, got together to vote on some important stuff. According to the report, holders representing 91,516,677 shares showed up, either in person or by proxy, which means they voted without actually being there. That's a little over 26% of the eligible votes, which was enough to have a quorum, or the minimum number of people needed to make the meeting official. Alright, the first big item on the agenda was electing 5 directors to the company's board. Essentially, these are the people who will be steering the ship for the next year. We need to look at how many votes each nominee got to see if everything went smoothly or if someone almost got the boot. Let's look at the votes. We've 27,668,954 votes for, and 3,844 votes for, and 3,059 withheld 39, withheld got 57,413,775 votes for, and 4,138 withheld. Marshall Horowitz had 26,943,387 for, and 4,130 withheld, and Arthur Smut pulled in 4,957,959 withheld, and Arthur Smut pulled in 27,400 and 4,130 when 4,000 received 27,437. 4 and 400 now they 7,430 fed withheld. Marshall Horowitz had 26,944, then Arthur Smut pulled in 27,430 on 5, 2,146,430 for 46,000. Even with a significant amount of votes being cast against, the measure passed. While they say everyone received a plurality of votes, which basically means they got more votes than anyone else. This isn't a resounding endorsement. Directors need confidence to lead a company, but 1/3 of votes going against shows the company might have some investor confidence issues. The next proposal was about reappointing Haney & Company as the company's auditors for the year. Auditors are like financial watchdogs, making sure the company's books are in order. Stockholders also voted to allow the directors to decide how much to pay Haney. This is important and basic stuff because auditors need to have nothing to do with the company. Otherwise, there may be some collusion. Here's how the vote went down. 71,016,893 votes for, 18,753, 418 votes against, and 1,746,346 abstentions. Again, the proposal passed, but those against votes are hard to miss. This suggests a pretty significant chunk of shareholders aren't too thrilled with the company's choice of auditors. Maybe they think Haney is charging too much. It's definitely worth keeping any eye on who your auditor is, because if they are in on any shenanigans, you could lose your entire investment. The company issued a press release about the meeting results saying, oh yeah, our investors didn't hate everything. That's pretty standard. The company will spin this in its favor no matter what. Okay, now let's zoom out and try to figure out what this all means. Here's my take. TILTHoldings is in a tough spot. The cannabis industry is like the Wild West right now, with lots of competition and changing laws. Any company can find it difficult to win and make some money. It's a tough time to be in this space. The fact that so many shareholders voted against some of the resolutions at the annual meeting is a major red flag. It tells me that a good portion of investors are not confident in the board's leadership or the company's direction. That lack of confidence can make it harder for the company to raise money or make deals in the future. Tilt really needs to get its act together and start showing investors that it's on the right track. The directors might also need to actually engage with their investors and be more transparent. Alright, that's our breakdown of TILTHoldings' latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.